On the ground, and the Cowboys are going to recover.
The Cowboys.
.441 here in the third quarter, and what was looking like a healthy drive.
Premont takes over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
All of a sudden, Premont comes up with the football. Second turnover of the night for the Three River offense, and that's something that Coach Solis mentioned he wanted his offense to clean up. Last week they turned over the football 3 times and allowed the opponent to stick around in the football game. That's the case here tonight. That's the second fumble of the night.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up. 4:22 left in the third quarter. Handoff, trying to bounce it to the outside as Andrews. He does, crossing the 20, 25, 30. Still on his feet, makes a man miss.
Number 21, Rogers for the carry for the Cowboys.
Correction, that was Lucas Rogers on the carry.
First down.
That's going to be good enough for a Cowboy first down, and now Premont has an opportunity to set themselves up to try and tie this football game.
There is a flag on the play.
Now they were able to recover a fumble earlier in the game, but they weren't able to capitalize on the turnover. Now they're looking to do that here. And a personal foul called against Three Rivers, so tack on 15 more yards to that run. So it'll be a first down plus 15 more. And Premont now in pretty good field position here to try and tie this one up. Out of the eye of the Cowboys, going from right to left. Under 4 minutes to go, ball's put on the ground but picked right back up. La Fuente
runner tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Had some trouble with the snap, was able to get the ball back up and into the hands of his tailback. That was Lucas Rogers.
Actually, no gain on the play. Brings up
back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And a run up the right hash. Not much running room there defensively.
Pick up a 1 on the play for the Cowboys.
Picks up maybe 1 yard on that carry was Darren Rogers.
Brings up a 3rd and long 9 for Premont.
3rd and 9 coming up for the Cowboys. 2:48 left in the third quarter. They only trail by 7. Have to wonder if they're in 4-down territory just yet. Still plenty of time in this game. We'll see what happens here on 3rd and 10 is what they'll call it. And it'll be a handoff.
Play short of the first down.
Well short of the first down. We'll see what Coach Ruben Cantu elects to do. Picks up 3 on the run. 4th and 7 coming up.
4th and 7. Line of scrimmage is the Bulldog 43.
Coach Ruben Cantu, who was born and raised in Falfurrias, played football there. Matter of fact, won track in the hurdles while he was in high school. Ran a little bit of his track at UT Pan American. But he did mention to me that he did win state in the hurdles back in his high school days while he was at Falfurrias. In his 4th year as head coach. Cantu will call a timeout. Timeout on the field. You're watching Real Sports Live. Three Rivers leads 7-0.
Coming and enjoy 2 full days of Texas Fest on March 13 and 14 at the San Benito Fairgrounds. Experience the Battle of the Alamo. See the fabulous Grammy winner Eddie the Reina Yavante and legendary Jaime de Anda, plus Los Garcia Brothers, Sereno, H3, Grupo Ácido, huge car show, market days, and join the IBCA State Championship Cook-Off. Take in native Indian, folklorico, and Aztec dancers, Reyes dancing horses, and rock climbing wall and games. Don't miss Texas Fest in San Benito.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live.
Resuming play,
4th and 7 coming up.
Cowboys. Line of scrimmage is the Bulldog 43. Line to make is the 36.
This is going to be a toss. It's going to be a halfback pass, and Three Rivers sniffs it out. The football's loose. And they're going to mark him down in a big play made by the Three River defense. That's going to be a turnover, and Lucas Rogers was looking for the halfback pass. Let's check that replay out. That could be a momentum shifter here in this football game. Premont digging into their bag of tricks. Zachary Davis with the huge play to knock that football loose. 1st and 10. Bulldogs going from left to right now. They're going to have the ball right around midfield, and they can smell blood in the water now, looking to get into the end zone to extend this lead to a 2-score game. Sanchez with the handoff up the left hash. Mentioned Coach Ganthu earlier in his track record over his career. Picks up 4. 2nd and 6 now coming up. So it's a team in Premont who did make the playoffs last year. This is their 3rd consecutive year in suiting up for football. Prior to that, they were MIA for 7 years. Sanchez gets the ball to the 40-yard line, about a yard or 2 shy. Call it 3rd and 2 now coming up.
Brings up a 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs.
Premont Cowboys, a step behind a majority of the teams here in the Coastal Bend area, in the Three Rivers, Beeville area. Premont just down the road off 281. Hand off to Sanchez. Whistles come flying in. This one's going to go against the offense. And it's a motion penalty against Three Rivers. Pushed back to a 3rd and 7.
5-yard penalty brings up a 3rd and 7.
Now Premont was supposed to kick off their season against Monte Alto, a team out of the Rio Grande Valley. And of course, we've yet to start any sports of any kind in the Rio Grande Valley when it comes to high school sports. Hopefully that's not going to be the case here in a couple weeks. Raymondville, they got started with their strength and conditioning this afternoon, and their plan is to pick up football activity on Thursday, with Willacy County lifting one of their stay-home orders, allowing the teams to get out there and start hitting the football field. We know Rio Hondo will be making a decision here in the coming days. But the intent from a majority of the big schools in the valley that they intend on playing football. That'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter as we head to the 4th. Three Rivers leads Premont 7-0 on Rio Sports Live.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations. It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
When in Poor Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have...
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Start of the fourth quarter. Premont at Three Rivers. Fourth quarter action getting underway. Kevin R on the call. Thanks for watching Rio Sports Live and bearing with us as we try and navigate through the technical difficulties on the internet side. We've been going back and forth between using the internet cord and the Wi-Fi, or rather the hotspot. But nonetheless, we are on, we are live, and we are getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. And after that punt, Premont will take over, and that was a big play for them. Defensively, they come up with the stop after their offense went for it on fourth down and did not convert on that halfback pass. Plenty of time in this football game, got a whole quarter to work with if you're Premont. You have the opportunity here to right the wrong. First and 10. And a good run there. Try and catch his number.
Number 1, Christian again on the carry.
That was Andrew Christian.
Pick up a 3 on the play. Brings up
Picks up 3, second and 7 now. Caden Solis playing cornerback now. And a big play swallowed up in the backfield. Good defensive play made by the Bulldog defense. That was Coulter Hughes.
Tackle behind the line by number 6, Sanchez, and number 72 for the Bulldogs. 7. Thank you.
Big play made there by the Bulldog defense. This will push them to a 3rd and 8. One lone receiver to the left for the Cowboys. They'll pick up 3, maybe 4. Fourth down coming up. Darren Rogers on the carry.
Rogers on the carry. Brings up a 4th and 5.
We approach the 10-minute mark. 4th and 5 now coming up. Zachary Davis now crossing midfield. He's going to get ready for to haul in this punt return here if he's given the opportunity. So far, special teams
Number 3, Davis deep for the
has
Bulldogs.
elected to stay away from Davis. Snaps there, punts away. And it's a short one, and this one will bounce and take a Bulldog bounce. About at the 42. 9:31 left in this one. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
First and 10, 3 Rivers.
Fishing needs, locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Three Rivers with the football. Pass over the middle. That's complete.
Pass is complete.
Jacob Amato on the reception.
Amato on the reception.
So we missed out on week 2 action here in
First down.
Three Rivers, but the band was just playing the Office theme song. That's always fun to hear. And again, the band and the cheerleaders are here for Three Rivers. It's a handoff to Sanchez to about the 40-yard line.
Number 40, Diaz on the tackle for the Cowboys.
We've seen both teams wanting to run the football. Sanchez picks up 5. And that's going to be a false start. Looked like Davis jumped a little early. Today also being the 19th year anniversary for September 11th. So a flag was at half staff earlier today when the national anthem was being played. One thing I was talking with Coach Cantu before the game was that we realized none of his players were even born in 2001. Majority of them, and he had mentioned today, he noticed that when he was filing out his eligibility lists. He had kids from 2002, 2003, but none born either on 2001. The football is loose. Racing for the football, diving on it. Football's still loose at the 45. We'll see who comes up with it. Looks like the Bulldogs were able to maintain possession.
Recovered by the Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys are going to come up with it. That football jarred loose. Diaz came up with the loose football, and that's going to be another turnover. Now can the Cowboys offense capitalize? Turnovers continuing to hurt the Three River offense. Now momentum shifting back in favor of Premont. We'll see what they can do. Ball right around midfield at the 46-yard line. There you saw Diaz coming up with the loose football. 1st and 10, 8:02 left in the ball game. Looking back to pass. And chased, and down he goes at the 35. Taylor Stockton with the sack. Just what the doctor ordered if you are a Bulldog fan. Checking out that replay there. Stockton came in.
Brings up a 2nd and 19.
La Fuente had nowhere to go. Now this brings up 2nd and 19. And what a huge sack that was right after Premont had recovered the fumble. That seems to be the theme. Where Premont will come up with a big play, and Three Rivers quickly answers, picks up a block, trying to bounce it to the outside, and does.
Number 21, Rogers on the carry.
Lucas Rogers on the carry.
Zachary Davis on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Davis again in on the tackle. He's been quite busy tonight.
Brings up a 3rd and 16 for Premont.
Now a big 3rd down coming up. Timeout taken by the Cowboys. They trail 7-0. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live, 6:43. And a big third down coming up. Well, the scoreboard's saying it's second down, but it's third. Chain Gang has a third down coming up, 3rd and 16. This play's blown up at the line of scrimmage, and another sack by the defense. Just when they needed it most, Three Rivers defense comes up again. Coulter Hughes with another big play defensively. He's really made a couple of big plays in this fourth quarter. That just might change the complexion of this football game. Big stop there. Now they're going to have to punt the football away. Defense holding their own. The offense can't seem to solve this Bulldog defense. It's going to take a friendly Premont roll at about the 20-21 yard line.
Bulldogs 21-yard line. 1st and 10, Three Rivers.
So now Three Rivers will take over. 6:31 left here in the fourth quarter. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. 6:31 left in the ball game. Bulldogs lead the Cowboys 7-0 in a defensive battle here. One of the main storylines is that this Cowboy defense has forced some turnovers in this football game, but just offensively they haven't been able to solve the Bulldog defense. Well, that's a delay of game, and if you're Coach Solis, the penalties and the turnovers are something he's going to circle in that film room. And one thing that he did mention to me he mentioned to me earlier today that the turnovers was one key thing that allowed Nixon Smiley to stick around in the football game, and that's the case here tonight. Snaps there, handoff to the left side. Zachary Davis with the football, picks up 2, maybe 3. And a team that can look to clean up the penalties and the turnovers, you'd have to imagine they'd have a healthy lead. Their defense playing just as well as the Cowboys are. They're pitching the shutout here tonight as Sanchez checks into the ball game. He's had a busy night. Austin Stutz will catch a breather here on the near side. Final tune-up game before district play starts for Three Rivers. They take on Freer next week. The Buckaroos just down the road. Caden Solis gets the call. Home of the Rattlesnake Roundup, something I've been to a time or two. Flag comes in. Or it's going to be a timeout. Three Rivers is going to take a timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout up here. The Bulldogs lead 7-0 on Rio Sports Live.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
The kids are headed back to school, and this year, more than ever, they'll need internet they can rely on from VTX1 companies. Internet that makes the grade is vital to connect students at home with teachers and professors alike. Our friendly staff is standing by to give you any help you may need. For a limited time only, get free installation from a company headquartered in the Rio Grande Valley. Call VTX1 at 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Play 2nd and 14 for the Bulldogs. Line of scrimmage is their own 17-yard line.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live after the timeout. 2nd and 14. Bulldogs with the football. Deep in their own territory. Solis back to pass. Chase from behind, flushed out, and he's just going to get rid of it. Clock's going to stop.
Pass is incomplete, brings up a 3rd and 14 for the Bulldogs.
5:34 left in this one. So if you're a Cowboy fan, the two things you have going for you now is, one, the clock stops, and second, you have them on the ropes on a 3rd and 14 and with a shot to get the football back with a timeout in your back pocket. And 5.5 minutes to go, but you need to get this stop here defensively. Three Rivers still deep in their own territory to potentially force them to punt and get the football back in good field position. You're flipping the field. In other words, big conversion here, 3rd and 14. Caden Solis out of the shotgun. Sanchez to his left. He'll fake the handoff. Flushed out to his left. He's going to fire this one up, and that one's going to be well out of bounds.
Pass is incomplete
And just not a very good executed play there by the Three River offense. 5:28 left to go, and back to square one for Three Rivers. Clock stops. Now they're facing a 4th and 14 deep in their own territory. Andrew Christian, one of the return men back there. He's to the right. Darren Rogers, the other man back. Now they're going to swap. Now it's going to be Rogers and Christian there back to field the punt. They're going to let this one roll. It's going to take a Three Rivers bounce to the 32, call it the 33-yard line. 5:16 left in the ball game. The Cowboys, again, their defense coming up with another stop. They forced a couple of turnovers. Now it's just a matter, can the offense put together a drive and put some points on the board? You know, much credit to this Premont squad who, in case you're just tuning in, this is their season debut. Three Rivers was able to have a scrimmage, and Premont did get a scrimmage last week, but this is their first real live action that they've seen. They did get to scrimmage Falfurrias last week. And a handoff and a gang tackle there by the Bulldog defense. Good play defensively. Sanchez, one of the main catalysts in that bunch. So they get the scrimmage after their first two regular season games were canceled. They did get to see action last week, but you have to imagine just how much does that have an effect on them here tonight. Meanwhile, Three Rivers had their scrimmage against Runge. Then they had two football games, week 1 and week 2. You'd have to imagine the boys are already well into their football shape. All the rust and the cobwebs have been knocked off. Just how much rust does Premont have? Now Coach Gunthu is going to take a timeout on the far side of the field. 4:26 left in this one. They're going to want to talk it over. 2nd and 10 coming up next on Rio Sports Live.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Come and enjoy 2 full days.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. 7-0 Three Rivers with the lead. 2nd and 10 for the visiting Premont Cowboys. Lucas Rogers, the tailback. And it's a toss, and it's an end around to Christian. Trying to find some running room. Picks up a block. Flags come flying in. Brian Alanis was leading the charge there. We'll see if it's in the area of whether it's a hold or a block in the back. Block in the back. That looks like. And it's a hold. Nonetheless, it's a penalty against the Cowboys, and it's going to be a costly one. So back to the conversation I was having with Coach Cantu earlier today about it being 9/11, and he was looking at his roster and submitting the eligibility list, and none of the kids were born before or on 2000 in the year 2001. They were all 2002, 2003, and it's a conversation I have with coaches this time of year on a lot of these kids weren't around for that. You know, they're just bringing awareness to know what the day means, what the day represents, and he said, yeah, that he did have a talk with his kids, and you know they understand what today means. And before the game, the Three Rivers team, they did run out with an American flag, showing their patriotism. And I was telling Coach Cantu, he remembers where he was at. I had mentioned to him that I was in 4th grade when 9/11 happened, but I remember being in class and our school teacher coming in and telling us what had happened, and we went over to the classroom next to us and we put on the news, just in 4th grade, but still remember everything that happened that day. And it's also good to see a lot of these coaches letting their players know and reminding them on what happened 19 years ago today. Flags come flying in. We'll see what the call is. Might be in the area of I'm not sure, might be an unsportsmanlike. I know that. No, it's a hold. It's a hold against the Cowboys. And we saw today throughout baseball and other professional sports. I know the Yankees wore the New York Fire Department caps during today's game. "19 years ago today." It was a long time ago. It was 3:10 is what they're going to have on the clock. 4th down now coming up for Premont.
Fourth and long for the Cowboys.
Okay, now yeah, it's 4th down. There's a little confusion on whether it was 3rd or 4th down because Premont had their kicking team out there. So now the officials are going to sort this out.
Again, fourth and long for the Cowboys.
4th and long now. Clock starts. Cowboys are out of timeouts. And this punt's going to sail well out of bounds, and the Bulldogs are going to have good starting field position to potentially put this football game away.
1st and 10, Three Rivers. Looks like the line of scrimmage will be the Premont 27.
Ball's going to be on the 27-yard line.
And there's a penalty on the play against the Bulldogs.
And some more dirty laundry on the field, and it's going to be against the home team. And Bulldogs have their hands in the air, wondering what exactly did they do wrong. They're going to call a chop block against Three Rivers. And the officials are taking a little bit more time than usual to discuss the penalty. There's 4 officials here at the 25-yard line. The 1 official on the far side over on the Premont side. 2:25 left in this one. 7-0 Three Rivers with the lead. Caden Solis's touchdown in the second quarter. The only points of the night. Mixed in with a couple of penalties and turnovers. That's what you look back and say, yeah, but it was an ugly win, but a win's a win when you wake up Saturday morning and you turn on the game film. Plenty of things Three Rivers is going to want to clean up. 2:55. The officials again still discussing what may have happened on that punt. But then on the flip side, if you look at Premont, you got to tip your hat to a team who's taking the field for the first time officially in 2020. Definitely have a strong rushing attack in Andrew Christian and Lucas Rogers. So it is a chop block. And this one will go against... It looks like it's going to... And it was against the Cowboys. They're just making a correction over on the PA system. So the penalty was a chop block, but it's going against Premont. So this will set up the Bulldogs deep in Premont territory. A lot of confusion on the field. I'll tell you what, this game was going on, moving on pretty quickly. Ball's at the 12-yard line, but Three Rivers has moved all the way back to about the 30. Now the official moving the football back, trying to sort everything out. Now they're going to mark this one at the 21-yard line. So definitely a lot of confusion on the field. The ball went from the 12-yard line to now the 21. That's
all right. It is a first down for the Bulldogs.
so after all that, it's a first down.
The Premont 26.
Ball at the 26-yard line, correction. 4 receivers now for Three Rivers, a couple of first downs, and this one could be it. Premont doesn't have any more timeouts. And a jet sweep, bouncing it to the outside, to the 25, to the 20, showing off the speed, still on his feet, down to the 10-yard line. Sean Huff. Sean Huff with a nice run. One play, and the Bulldogs pick up a first down. But hold the phone. There is a penalty, and it's going against Three Rivers. So put the time back on the clock, 2:47. Another penalty going against Three Rivers. That will wipe away the run from Sean Huff. Didn't catch what the call was.
First and 20 for the Bulldogs.
Kind of in the area of holding. Now it's backed up to a first and 20. We're going to fix the game clock here. 2:25. Sanchez and Davis in the backfield. And now a flag coming in from the secondary.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Now Coach Ramon Solis is going to want an explanation. Not exactly sure what is going on here. A bizarre set of plays.
Flag is picked up. There
It looked as if it was going to be a delay of game. The flag's going to be picked up. Whew. So we'll start the clock, 2:04. We'll try it again. 1st and 20. Handoff. Sanchez trying to find some running room. Wisely stays in bounds. Again, Premont has no more timeouts.
Minute 50 left in the ballgame.
$1:49 left in the ball game, and really Three Rivers can just take all the time they need, milk this clock down all the way to zeros, and they're staring at a 2-1 start, second win in a row after falling to Falls City in week 1. Picked up a win against Nixon Smiley last week, 21-7. And a game I had mentioned, they had led 20-0 early, and turnovers and just the inability to put the team away early allowed Nixon Smiley to hang around in that football game. Coach Solis is going to call a timeout with 1:14. On the other end of the break, it'll be 2nd and 15 coming up for the Bulldogs. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
13 and 14 at the San Benito Fairgrounds. Experience the Battle of the Alamo. See the fabulous Grammy winner Elida Reina y Avante and legendary Jaime de Anda, plus Los Garcia Brothers, Sereno, H3, Grupo Ácido, huge car show, market days, and join the IBCA State Championship Cook-Off. Take in native Indian, folklorico, and Aztec dancers, Reyes dancing horses, and rock climbing wall and games. Don't miss Texas Fest in San Benito.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. 1:14 left in this one. And a bizarre set of plays here in the back end of this football game. A lot of dirty laundry on the field, a lot of hands in the air, a lot of question marks. Now Three Rivers will take a knee.
Kneel down, Basilis.
Clock's going to continue to run. 3rd and 15 now, 1:02. Three Rivers and victory formation. Now 42 seconds left on 3rd and 15. Just going to take their time, snap, and they'll take another knee. That should wrap things up here from Three Rivers Bulldogs Stadium. 25 seconds and counting. 7-0 is going to be the final score from Bulldog Stadium, and a Caden Solis second quarter touchdown. The only points in this football game. And your 2020 good game there. Teams social distancing, waving from the hashes. There you have it. 2020 there.
Thank you for joining us tonight in Three Rivers. God bless.
Both teams showing good sportsmanship. Final score from Bulldog Stadium: Three Rivers 7, Premont 0. The Bulldogs improved to 2-1 and now head into district play as they take on the Buckaroos next week. On behalf of myself, Jake Howell, Joe Bowling, and everyone at